Sponsored by RxCardClub.com. Get a free prescription drug card and save up to 85% on prescription drugs. RxCardClub.com. Former Lions quarterback Matthew Stafford involved in multiple trade ideas. The Los Angeles Rams have lost the first 2 games of their regular season, including their season opener to the Detroit Lions. Now, some fans and members of the media are discussing options for current Rams and former Detroit Lions quarterback Matthew Stafford that could help both the Rams and other NFL teams in need of a vet. One interesting trade idea, in particular, comes from former NFL quarterback Chase Daniel and involves 3 teams: the Rams, the Carolina Panthers and the Miami Dolphins. Appearing in a September 18 segment on Fox Sports 1, Daniel suggested a 3-way trade idea which would have the Carolina Panthers trade Bryce Young to the Rams, who would then trade Matthew Stafford to the Miami Dolphins. In turn, Carolina would pick up a 2nd-round pick from Miami and 3rd-round selection from the Rams. Got that? In a feature about the trade pitch, published on September 18, Tim Weaver of Count On News 2 calls it an interesting and blockbuster idea. On some levels, it does make sense for all 3 teams involved, he stated. The Dolphins just placed Tua Tagovailoa on the injured reserve list, so he'll be out at least the next 4 games. As for the Rams, he added, Dealing Stafford now gives them fuel to rebuild as they have to deal with emerging threats like the Seattle Seahawks. On the Panthers' end, Weaver said that while that part of the deal sounds pretty sweet, it's likely a little too much to hope for right now. Given how poorly Bryce Young played and how quickly they gave up on him, the idea that he'd get a 2nd and a 3rd back in a trade seems like a stretch. They might be lucky to even get a single 3rd or 4th rounder for him right now. On September 17, ESPN analyst Dan Orlovsky went on the Pat McAfee show and talked about Young. His trade idea involves the Rams taking Young, with Orlovsky stating that he would encourage the Panthers just to trade him. He added, if I were the Los Angeles Rams, I would probably make a call. This might be a situation now where Matthew is older, their team has been absolutely destroyed by injuries and their perspective on their season is very different right now. We've seen Baker Mayfield, we've seen Geno Smith, we've seen Sam Darnold now a little bit. Those guys have remade their careers, but they're all at different places. Blaine Grisak of the Turf Show Times commented on that idea in a September 18 feature, shooting it down and stating that, what the Rams do at quarterback when it comes to a succession plan for Matthew Stafford will certainly be discussed this season. With that said, a trade for Bryce Young doesn't seem likely. One more trade idea has Stafford going to Las Vegas. Mina Kimes appeared on NFL Live on September 17 and talked about the Rams and Stafford.